Is it working? I think it's working. Good morning, afternoon, whatever. I'm going for my jog and walk, so I thought I would take you along, but I'm not going to film the whole thing. I'll just do it in pieces, I think. But this is an old superstition. I won't say where it's from or why I do it exactly. But before going through any threshold, either in or out, I make a noise. Coming back in, there's a bell out there. But here we go. Let's go see what the temperature is. Maybe the cat will make an appearance. I doubt it. It's too early for her. For some reason this looks out of focus. I wonder if it is. I'm not sure. I think it's okay. So let's go out into the sun. This is my porch. Pretty messy. That's my ugly car. Let's go see if the lawnmower has recharged. I think it has. Yep, it's got a green light, so I can unplug that when I get back. There's the back of my shed where I used to show cards with all those testing out paints and paint strips and all that. I mean, not paint strips, what do you call it? Painter's tape. There's the fire pit over there. And there's my backyard now covered in rocks thanks to some guy who I'm sad I ever hired. And there's another field that I own. Another teeny tiny plot of land. I kind of wish I had all of this, but I don't. Anyway, this is like what I first see when I come out, all these houses. But if you look closely in the background, hopefully, you can see that there are mountains. I should probably change the setting on the camera. So I'll walk you up to the corner. There's my trash. Whoops. Probably gave away my address. So just in case I did, I'll stop this here. Hello again. Just in case the last one didn't take, I'm here at the start of my jog and walk, and I thought I would give you something I do right at first where I kind of look around just to remind myself that I'm in a valley, what would at one time have been a very nice natural valley. It's not so natural anymore, but still close. Over there's a mountain. Don't remember the name of these mountains. Every little hill's got its own name around here. Let me walk out here a bit. Unfortunately, there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken sign there. But otherwise, those are higher mountains over there. Don't remember the names of those either. And I'll go this way a little bit, but that's the high school and whatever. So let's see if I can show me, just so you know it's me. Hopefully that kind of works. And I'll stop at different places and show you some nature around here as we jog up on it or past it. So with that, I say peace. Here we are again. I just keep jogging, but we're by the river, part of one of my mini runs. That looks like watermelon down there. Guess somebody was enjoying watermelon by the river. But this is kind of a scenic spot. They cut away way too many trees. I'm not sure why. I guess they were falling over. I don't know. We're near the city swimming pool, which I won't show you. But it's quiet. I guess I got here at a good time. Or maybe they open later on a Sunday. I'm not sure. Probably. Hopefully this isn't too bouncy. This camera's supposed to be, here goes a butterfly. This camera's supposed to be really good at stabilizing itself digitally. My other camera is really good at it physically. It has a gimbal or whatever you call it in it. But it's hard to carry around. This little camera is easy to, it's almost like it has no weight. I took one of the rocks from over there near the river to put in my moon card diorama. Then I'll put it back, because if there's anything I don't need any more of, it's rocks and crystals, that's for sure. There's a little island over there which gives it a nice look. I'll stop for a second, see if I can focus on it. Usually there's like a, I know they're both heron, H-E-R-O-N kind of birds. They're really tall. It's cool when I scare them off and they fly down that way, almost kind of pterodactyl-like, kinda. One's a yellowish white, the other's like a grayish blue. That one's really tall, but it's not very deep there. I've gone across, you can get across pretty easy. I'm not sure why people come here to fish, because this is below the paper mill, so there's probably all sorts of chemicals in there. So I think that's it for this part. So with that, I say peace. Hello again. I just wanted to point out this house because it has that statue. Something about that little girl statue and how she's holding her dress, I guess. For some reason, it always reminds me of that movie, In the Garden of Good and Evil. I don't know why. This house is pretty neatly taken care of. That one over there is like perfectly taken care of. So with that, I'll say peace till the next thing. Hello again. We're about 1.5 miles into the jog here. Not sure I'm getting that sign exactly. Okay. Now I see it. Thank you for that extra noise, Mr. Loud Truck. I'm not sure what that lodge is about, but it has a little seeing eye with broken chains underneath it. Interesting. We're coming up on the place where I bought several pieces of art, and it appears to be going out of business. That's interesting. Didn't think it would be a success. Over there's another place that went out of business. That building looks small on the outside, but it was huge when you go into it. Now it's turning into a bow and arrow kind of store. I'm not sure what that's about, but I see a painting in there, so that looks cool. There's the clock that's never right, but it was like anything and everything. They had all kinds of junk. And I guess this young lady's going to go out of business for some reason. There's always a piano out here. Not sure why, but I usually do this as I jog by. I never seem to find middle C. Can't do it. But anyway, that was a quick look at something on Main Street. And that's a famous building for around here, I guess, the Brook Building. So with that, I'll say peace until the next thing. Hello again. I just wanted to capture this really big metal chicken. He's been in front of different stores over time. I'm gonna guess it looks like a rooster. Now it's in front of a diner, which has been like 3 or 4 diners over the years since I've been here. So with that, I'll say peace. Hello again. Just about 2 stores up from the giant metal rooster chicken thing, there's this new thing. It looks like I've found it at last. Here's love. This happens a lot around here. There are several places where, most of them though aren't, so man-made. there'll be parts of them that are trees or rocks, but it'll say things like love, peace, whatever. I think I showed one in an older video. But let me try to get this without the orange cones in there maybe. And from a lower looking up kind of level, there you go. If you're looking for love, here it is. At least in concrete and metal, painted black for some reason. So until the next thing, I keep saying peace on all these like I'm ending, but I gotta stitch these together later, so we'll see which ones I keep and which ones I don't. So with that, I will say peace. Hello. Here we are about the 2.5 mile mark, something like that. Here comes a vehicle maybe, no? And there's always been something about this particular building. I don't know its history. I haven't tried to look it up. Probably couldn't look it up. At least not the way they do things around here. But for the longest time, every time I jogged past here, I would think of Point Pleasant in West Virginia. You know, the place with the Mothman and the bridge that collapsed, the tragedy that happened there. I'm not sure why. Also, right over there is that well, there's what used to be, I guess, a dance club. I see flamingos and kind of a skull. I think I've shown this place before, but that's my guess as to what it is. None of the old people around here know. One lady said just stay away from there. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. I guess I gotta turn you up. Here comes a vehicle. And another vehicle. So let's go over here. There's the 3 bookshelves that for some reason every time I came by I just wanted to have them. I think for a while this place they let extra workers at the paper mill sleep in here. I'm not sure. Not sure how they would. Lots of windows are broken. There's the strange Statue of Liberty with the mask over its face, if that shows up. Let me see. I think it does, kinda, sorta. I'm on wide, so I'm getting the whole building, I guess. But there on the end is an old style movie theater. I'll walk down there. Here comes another car. I gotta turn you up. The little old lady driving super slow. Let's go down here to the movie theater, old style, where you got kind of 2 entrances and exits and a little part that comes out in the middle where you can buy tickets and like 3 little windows. If that shows up, that's a cool looking building. I'm not sure how old this is. It's a really big building or buildings. It looks like it's at least 2 different types of buildings that are just joined together. So just to throw in a little nature, there's a nice tree, nicely groomed area right here, and a taxi which looks like a police car. Interesting. This is what used to be the place where you could catch a train. Now you can't catch anything. So I'll maybe get past this pole, and in the distance you can see the big mountain that we started with in the first video where I start the jog. It's a very nice day, a cool wind, but it's supposed to be in the 90s. So let me go back to the building, and with that I will say peace until the next thing. The other thing that's nearby, freight trains, occasionally an Amtrak, oh, there's some nice graffiti. That's enough train action. Off in the distance there's a mountain. So with that, I'll say peace for now. Hello again. I hope the audio is still working and this hasn't been too boring, but this is like the 3 mile mark. I'm at the high school track. Let's go stand on that circle over there. I guess that's for discus throwing or hammer throw. That thing where you spin around and then you let go of it. I think that's what it's for. I only ever ran track. I didn't do any of the other physical strength things. And there's the mountain where we kind of started. That's a new thing over there, to have some area cleared out with little, well, I guess they're roads maybe. But I live right over that way. I'll pan you around. You can see that we're in a valley, quickly past the baseball field, quickly past the little area where all the things are at, grocery store, Subway, Kentucky Fried Chicken's ruining the view. That's okay. Grocery store I go to a lot. My cell phone, Verizon's over there, I guess it is. And then go around, you can see we're definitely in a valley. There's the high school. High school's kind of blocking a taller mountain that's behind there. Well, there's part of it. So I just thought I would do this today so you can see what I typically do. Let's go back this way. At the end of this, I'm going to go around the track like another mile, so I guess it'll be 4 today. You see those, hopefully you can see those parallel bars there. Let me walk over there. That's where I do in remembrance kinda of my first wife, and because it's a good idea to stretch and exercise various things we don't often exercise, especially in our feet, ankles, joints, hips. I do stretches using those bars. Like, not that I'm a ballerina or would want to be a ballerina, but the stretches are pretty good. I probably made fun of her at the time because, I thought I was some big athlete or something, but I do help, to be honest. And I do those at the end of every jog, run, and sometimes just at home for no reason, even though I don't have those kind of bars at home. I have to use the kitchen sink area. But those work pretty good. They're at the right height for me, about a little bit below waist height. Somebody's yelling at me. I guess they're just yelling in general. But I thought I would share this, and we'll end with some nature over there. And there goes a butterfly. You see it? It's hard to get. Monarch, I think. Just wanted to have some nature and kind of remind myself that, life should be 99.999999, keep that going for a while, percent non-books, non-TV, non-computer, non as in don't do it, and non-tarot even, or oracle. It should be this sort of thing. You're out about if you can. If you can't, then maybe this can substitute for that, and you can get the feel of it. Not really, but you can get a sense of it, I think. And maybe I'll do some more walks, or maybe one of my camping. I call them camping, but it's just me, a tarp, and a stick, and a bottle of water, and I go off into whichever way I feel like. And you can disappear really quickly and not know there's a town nearby. It happens pretty fast around here. Especially if I drive that way, there's a place to park about 3 or 4 miles, then you really are away from everything. And it gets very dark over that way. That's probably about 20 miles though, because there's a radio telescope buried in between some mountains over there. It's a national radio telescope. I'm not sure what they do. I've never taken a tour, but it gets pretty dark and the sky gets okay. It's not like in Death Valley or somewhere like that where you can see it really well, if you can survive Death Valley. But I just wanted to do this. It's a reminder to me that I do this now. I have for several years, but sometimes even though I do it, I forget and drop back into spending too much time reading, too much time with tarot, too much time with the Oracle, too much time on YouTube, on and on and on. So I hope you will do the same, and you do feel better. I'll just say it that way instead of being preachy. So with that, I will say, if you can, I will say peace. Just thought I'm at the end of my walk, grocery store. I thought I'd show KitKat and her shorter tail. Since I mentioned her in a live chat, you gonna roll around or something? That's not very interesting. Why don't you do something exciting? Come on, you can do it. Come on, follow. There you go. There, that's a good tail view. See, it's about a third of what it was. Maybe a little more than that. Huh. There you go. There's some cat action. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll give you a treat just for that. It's not very exciting, but there it is, everybody. So I'm going to end this here, and this is the last one, I swear. And with that, I'll say peace.